Hi guys, welcome back to Eight-Legged Babes. Today we are going to be checking in on my Tliltocatl verdezi, or my Mexican Rose-Gray Tarantula. This is a spider I picked up kind of on a whim at the Reptile Expo in New Hampshire that I was at a couple months back. This is a species that I've had on my wish list for a while, but I was not planning on getting her until I saw a sling for sale for a pretty reasonable price. I think it was like $25, $35. And it was a pretty good size sling. I would say she was just about an inch or just under an inch when I picked her up. She was a well-started sling and I was really excited to grab her for such a good price. Now today we're going to do two things. First, I actually was able to capture a time lapse of her entire molt, which is really exciting. I've never been able to film a full molt of one of my teas yet, usually because my camera battery dies or I have to run to work or I just miss it, and by the time I check in on them they're already molted. Once we get through the time lapse of the molt, we're actually going to pull her down and check on her. She's already eaten once since the molt. It happened about two and a half weeks ago, I want to say. So she is eating, she's hydrated, she's well, but I want to see if we can get her another worm while on camera. I will warn you guys, she's a pretty shy sling, but I still want to at least pull her out, show you guys how she's looking, and see if we can get her fed. Okay, so now we get to check in and see how she's doing. Like I warned earlier, she is very shy and she is currently hiding in her hole. But I still want to see if we can maybe entice her with a worm. At the very least, I'll try and get a close-up shot of her abdomen just so you can see her colors start to come in. She's very slightly starting to get adult colors, which makes me really, really excited because one of the best parts of this species is their colors. I think a lot of people will probably classify them into like, they're just a brownish, you know, terrestrial tarantula. This species of Tliltocatl have these like dark gray triangles on their carapace and then like this pale pink color around it and on their legs, and they're stunning. And I'm very excited to see her fully grown, but let's check in and see how she is looking right now. So she is right there. Let's see if we can get this lid off. You can just see her little booty. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can entice her with a worm, but she is not super food motivated. She likes to come out and hang, but the minute you disturb her, she's gone. She's like, nope, I'll go to my little hole. So let's see. Let's see if we can get. God, she's really hard to see once we're zoomed out a little bit. Okay. So I have some extra small mealworms. I feed my slings kind of a variety between fly spikes and small mealworms, small waxworms if I can find them small enough, and fruit flies. It's really whatever I can kind of get them interested in. So let's see. If she doesn't take this initially, I will kind of cull this mealworm and leave it. I don't like leaving live mealworms in just because they can cause. Yeah, she is not feeling it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna kill him off screen so you guys don't have to see it. And for people who aren't in the hobby or who maybe are but haven't kept slings or haven't fed mealworms, mealworms turn into darkwing beetles, which can be really harmful to your tarantulas. And they also love to burrow. So the best course of action if you're going to leave unattended mealworms in with your tarantula is you smush their head first. Okay, let's see. Oh, I really wish she would come out for you guys, but also this is her house. I'm not gonna upset her too much. Let me see if we can get a little bit better lighting on her. You can see those pink hairs on the really dark abdomen. Oh, it's really hard to get a clear shot. That's pretty close. Sorry guys, I wish this was a bit more exciting of a video, but again, it's this kind of like, this is the bag when you keep spiders, and really it's good husbandry means prioritizing their comfort and safety over getting a good shot sometimes. So we are gonna leave her be. Obviously I keep calling her a her. You guys have probably noticed already, I do that with all of my unsexed tarantulas. We'll just call it hopeful thinking. I won't really know if this tarantula is male or female for months, maybe even years. Tliltocatls, they do have a faster growing rate than like an Aphonopelma or a Grammostola or even a Brachypelma. They may be like on the same level as a Brachypelma when it comes to growth rate. But they're a new world terrestrial species. They are not a super fast grower. And that's fine. That's part of the enjoyment of having slings. But it's also like, I just want to see what it'll look like when it grows up, but it's fine. hopefully down the road, I will be rehousing this tarantula in probably a molt or two. I'll show you guys the sling enclosures that I picked up. So they are not anything special, but like they have this. I don't really care about that. More I like the size of them for basically in between a true sling and a juvenile tarantula. Something like this is perfect. She technically could be moved into something like this now, but she's happy. She has a burrow that she uses. She is still the right size for this enclosure, so I don't want to disturb her and upset her if I don't have to, so she can stay in there for another molt. And after that, once she maybe hits like 1.5 inches, she'll move into here. In sad news, one of my slings unfortunately passed away last week in a bad molt. I don't think I've actually introduced her on my channel. She was a Tliltocatl vagans, or a Mexican red rump tarantula. They are very popular in the hobby. If you're in the hobby, there is like a 90% chance you have one in your collection. I mean, I got her as a freebie when I purchased my Grammostola pulchripes Cooper a couple months back. She was also a species that I've wanted since I joined the hobby. I saw them and they're beautiful. They're a dark black velvety, full-bodied terrestrial tarantula, which, as you guys have already noticed, that's kind of like my bag. No offense to my pink-toed tarantula hawk. But yeah, and they also have kind of a reputation for being a little spicy when it comes to New World tarantulas. I think that could be overhyped to a certain extent, but even for a sling, she was very, we'll say dedicated to having her own space. She burrowed more than any of my other slings. She dug like a very intricate tunnel in one of my little tiny sling jars. But yeah, I came home from work and she unfortunately had passed in a bad molt. She just molted in a bad space in her enclosure, and unfortunately I had to put her down. So that being said, I might be on the lookout in the next bit for another T vagans. They're pretty common in the hobby. You can find them most places. So I kind of have to sit and decide if I want to get another sling of a T vagans, or if I maybe want to commit to more of an actual adult T vagans, hopefully a female. In my collection right now, I have one mature tarantula, and it is Hawk. He is a mature male. He's my pink-toed tarantula. I don't have any mature females. I will down the line with all my slings, but it would be nice to have one mature female. So I'll think about it. We'll see. And hopefully we'll get another molt out of this little girl soon. I know I keep calling her girl. Out of this tarantula soon. And I'll be able to rehouse her and we'll do a video with that. That is going to do it for us today, guys. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see any more still shots or shorts of my spiders, follow me on Instagram at 8leggedbabes. And as always, have a great rest of your day.